Okay, Mid-Atlantic region folk and guests from other regions, welcome to the Torah Fund breakout session, Make Your Goal. My name is Ariana Burrows. This is my second year as the Torah Fund Vice President for MAR, that's Mid-Atlantic Region of Women's League. Providing tech assistance for me is a Renaissance volunteer, Jody Glass. Jody, could you wave?
Hi, everybody.
She's chair of Creative Judaic Arts on the International Women's League Board. She also serves on the Florida Region Board, handles her Sisterhood's Judaica shop and fundraising, and is vice president of youth activities for her shul in Florida. I'm pleased as well to have the help of one of my area Torah Fund directors, Lynn Stein, a Sisterhood board member at Temple Beth Shalom in Cherry Hill. I was going to ask Lynn to wave, but I don't see her picture on her screen. So I will just tell you that Lynn will monitor the chat when it's turned on, and it's on now, right?
Should
Jody?
be.
Good, okay.
Yeah. Yes.
For the opening segment of this evening's session, you may remain unmuted, so long, if you wish, so long as there's no TV on and all your phones are silent. The big news from this past year is that together with all 13 regions of Women's League, we exceeded our $1,125,000 annual goal for the Am Yisrael Chai General Campaign. The tally of what we raised for the 5 Torah Fund supported global institutions of higher learning, $1,336,860, plus there's $6,448 in revenue from the e-card payments. Those 5 global institutions, the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York City, Ziegler School of Rabbinic Studies in Los Angeles, Schechter Institutes in Israel, Seminario Rabbinico Latino Americano in Buenos Aires, and the Abraham J. Heschel Seminary in Potsdam, Germany. In addition to our general campaign success, we concluded the Creating New Spaces special campaign on a high note, surpassing its $200,000 goal and reaching $203,287. Everybody here may take your 2 hands and pat yourselves on the back. MAR's total, MAR from the Mid-Atlantic region contributed substantially to these successes because of our wonderful Torah Fund chairs like you and our generous donors. In addition to e-card revenue, MAR's total for the Am Yisrael Chai campaign was $151,370. MAR also added nearly $2,024 to the Creating New Spaces campaign. MAR ladies, you can puff out your chests. Many of our MAR ladies and their sisterhoods reached or exceeded their goal this past year, which is really terrific. I believe we can all learn from each other. So here's how I'm structuring this Make Your Goal session. The highlight this evening will be a panel of 4 Torah Fund chairs from across the Mid-Atlantic region. They'll give you a range of ideas as to how they achieved success. Before that, though, I will spend a few minutes on Torah Fund office policy and other operations, and suggest how you can manage these to your sisterhood's benefit. Following the panel presentation, I'll share more Torah Fund tips and information, and at the end, we'll have a Q&A. First, there's a Torah Fund office policy that's truly important for you to know. All Torah Fund gifts from one individual during a single fiscal year will be credited to only one sisterhood. Say, for example, A Torah Fund donor from Beth Tikva in Marlton wants to make a tribute gift to celebrate a person of achievement at Ohev Shalom of Bucks County. She gives Eileen Jaffe at Ohev a check payable to Torah Fund that is included with other checks and Eileen's transmittal form that she mails with tracking to the Torah Fund office. That gift will not be credited to Ohev Shalom because the donor has been contributing to Torah Fund at Beth Tikva, supporting her sisterhood's efforts to make goal. Same thing if a Torah Fund donor from Temple Beth Zion Beth Israel in Philadelphia makes an online gift to celebrate a person of achievement at Har Zion Temple in Penn Valley. In making her online payment, she specifies Har Zion Temple in the field for affiliate sisterhood and emails Robin Zatuchny about her tribute gift. Nevertheless, Robin, who diligently scrutinizes each monthly Torah Fund report, will not find that gift listed. Instead, it will be credited to Temple Beth Zion Beth Israel, where the donor has been supporting their Torah Fund campaign. But do not despair, oh wonderful Torah Fund chairs. There is a workaround. Eileen at Ohev asks the tribute donor to please make her check payable to the Sisterhood of Ohev Shalom of Bucks County. And Robin at Har Zion Temple asks the tribute donor to please not use the online platform, but to instead write a check payable to the Sisterhood of Har Zion Temple. Then each of those Torah Fund chairs arranges for a sisterhood check payable to Torah Fund, perhaps combined with other revenue like 50/50s or raffles, and together with a transmittal form mails it with a tracking to Torah Fund office. That way, both sisterhoods will be credited with the funds by the Torah Fund office. The Torah Fund office, however, will not be acknowledging the charitable gifts of those tribute donors with a receipt for tax purposes. That's the responsibility of the sisterhoods. Jody, number 3. From the sisterhood, maybe from the sisterhood president or Torah Fund chair or treasurer, would come a letter to the tribute donor. Here's language you could include in the acknowledgement, which is a gift receipt letter to the donor. You received no goods or services other than intangible spiritual benefits in exchange for your charitable gift. Incidentally, in a few days, I will email each of you this slide and other important slides from this evening, along with additional helpful materials. As for that field in the online platform, asking for Sisterhood affiliate, I checked recently with Lisa Paul. It has one primary use for the Torah Fund office, and that is for a brand new donor making a first-time contribution. It clues the Torah Fund office in setting up a new account in their database as to which sisterhood that donor should be connected. Next issue. As with other Region Torah Fund VPs, I email the MAR Torah Fund chairs monthly reports from the Torah Fund office. Review each report carefully. Let's say you're puzzled why most of the checks sent with the same transmittal form appear on the report, but one is missing. You know the donor is a member of your sisterhood or your congregation. The first thing you do is ask that donor if she previously was a member of another sisterhood, maybe at a shul down the road, or perhaps at a synagogue in another region. If she had come to you from another congregation, it's very possible her gifts are still being credited to that sisterhood. MAR chairs, let me know, and I'll guide you to having the donor write an email to the Torah Fund office that she forwards to you. I'll help you from that point. Let me know if the donor was never a member of another congregation or sisterhood. I can forward the check info from your transmittal form to Cheryl in the Torah Fund office. Assure her that the donor was only ever a member of your congregation, and please to retrieve the gift and credit it to your sisterhood. Cheryl is amazing at doing that. And yet another issue. The Torah Fund office will not know from your transmittal form to send you a guardian pin for a donor who had been a benefactor at $180 last year, but this year increased her generosity to $300. Just let me know and email me the exact address for mailing the guardian pin. Once I place the request, the Torah Fund office will mail the pin ASAP. This process likely would apply the same in each region. Jody, number 4. In a moment, Jody will spotlight our 4 panelists. Their Zoom squares will give their names, but here in big print are their names and the names of their affiliate sisterhoods. Judy Hurock, Temple Beth Zion Beth Israel in Philadelphia. Erica Ritter, Congregation Beth El Voorhees. Merrill Stoop, Congregation Av Teshurun in Elkins Park. And Robin Zatuchny, Har Zion Temple in Penn Valley. The chat is closed for now. Also for this period, if you are unmuted, please take a moment to mute yourselves. And then the ladies will come on the screen. So I want to welcome you 4. I'm grateful and delighted you all agreed to be on the panel this evening. To begin, each of you say how long you've been a Torah Fund chair for your sisterhood. Robin?
I'm in my 4th year of being chair.
Thank you. Meryl?
This is my 5th year.
Excellent. Judy?
I'm in my 5th year as co-chair.
Terrific. And Erica?
I'm starting my 3rd year.
Wonderful. Now, first question for all 4 of you. Tell us when last year you began your campaign and what communications and publicity did that entail? Since you're on the screen, Erica, you start.
Okay. We started our campaign in the summer last year. We've got 4 communication channels. We have the Sisterhood website or Sisterhood page on the synagogue website. We send out a constant contact email to our to all the women of Bethel pretty frequently. We created a Torah Fund brochure that we have. We hand out at all our events, and this was all based on something that Sherry Cohen shared a year ago. I stole her idea. It was very effective. Thank you, Sherry. And then I also send personal emails to each member who donated $180 or more in the past, and or those that are our targets for this year.
Thank you. Robin?
We began our campaign in the last meeting of the year previous to the campaign year. This year we started in May of last year during the last sisterhood meeting to get ideas from the board members as to who they would like to see as the honoree. The choice is made of the honoree between the president and the vice president based on what the members of the board suggest. At the end of the summer of the year of the campaign, we have most of our ideas ready to roll out with a chair and co-chairs of the luncheon event in December. The Torah Fund date is included in our summer sisterhood mailing, which tells of all the things we are planning for the upcoming year. After the invitations go out about 6 weeks before the luncheon, we will begin including Torah Fund in every event the synagogue sends out, including emails.
Thank you. Meryl?
We begin the Torah Fund campaign in September before the high holidays. I write about it in the AJ newsletter, Then we send letters to the entire congregation with separate letters going to all the special gift contributors. We send a standalone announcement later in the year, usually in December, when we announce the Woman of Achievement. As our brunch comes closer, it is announced at every minyan, every Shabbat service, and we have it mentioned in the weekly newsletter every week.
Terrific. And Judy.
Working with my co-chair, Eileen Dwell, we revised our Torah Fund letter in late August. Then in October, we revisit our letter to see if we need any revisions. Our office operations manager produces the letter and mailing labels for all female members of the congregation. The letter is mailed in the middle of November, and approximately 3 weeks before our Torah Fund Shabbat, the announcement of Torah Fund Shabbat is included in our weekly Econ newsletter. A formal invitation to Torah Fund Shabbat is emailed to all our donors 2 weeks prior to our Shabbat. And about 10 days before our event, our sisterhood president sends out an email to all sisterhood members, reminding them that it's Torah Fund Shabbat is coming up.
Thank you all. Now let's focus on Torah Fund events. Merrill and Robin held events at which a person of achievement was honored. Tell us about the selection process and the publicity, whether your honoree sparked Torah Fund donations and attendance, and how you celebrated your honoree. Robin?
Our person of achievement is discussed at the sisterhood board meeting of the previous year and chosen by the president and vice president. The honoree is a member of the sisterhood who has made a large contribution to both the sisterhood and to the synagogue. The honoree helps with the publicity with their success of the program by saying by who they are and what they do. During the luncheon, we honor the women, talk about why they were chosen and the things she has done, and usually have someone from her family also talk. We may also show a video or have some kind of show for that person. We will also give her a little gift for her to remember that she was being chosen by the synagogue.
Lovely. Merrill?
We form, a small committee and we select an honoree. We make the announcement in our December newsletter. There is an article in every newsletter after that and a bio of the honoree in the spring. The honoree invites family and friends, which definitely ups our numbers of attendees. Guests sometimes contribute a significant amount, adding to our goal. It varies with every year. At our brunch, we highlight the honoree and his or her achievements.
Thank you. Judy and Erica held events very connected to their clergy. Judy, I know yours was a Torah Fund Shabbat morning service. Was the Torah Fund connection publicized? Was attendance that Shabbat greater than usual? Did your clergy do anything special that morning to promote Torah Fund?
Well, Torah Fund Shabbat is listed as an event on our synagogue website, and then it's publicized in our weekly Econ newsletter 3 weeks prior to the date of our Shabbat. 2 months before our Torah Fund Shabbat, we met with our associate rabbi to discuss plans for this Shabbat. We talked about our speaker and opportunities to include Torah Fund donors in the service. At the Torah Fund Shabbat service, our associate rabbi spoke about Torah Fund and how Torah Fund enabled her to pursue her studies at JTS. In addition, she introduced our guest speaker.
Thank you. Erica, you held an evening event with your rabbis. How did you or they make a connection to Torah Fund or JTS?
Well, we have a tradition of dine and study with the rabbi. This past year, we spoke to the rabbis about coming up with a topic that would deal with some issues that are, some type of issue that is going within the rabbinate, because we figured that that would enable people to get a closer connection to the institutions that we support. We didn't tell them what the topic needed to be. We left that up to them. So I have a question. Who on this call, just, thumbs up, is familiar with the Netflix show Nobody Wants This? Did anybody watch that? Is that maybe not the right demographic? It was a very controversial, very funny show that was all about intermarriage. And so our rabbis came back with that topic, and they did a very engaging discussion where they had different perspectives on intermarriage and related it to their experience and what was going on within the rabbinate, what are the kinds of conversations and so on. So it turned out to be a great topic. They actually helped us publicize it significantly, and we had a great turnout.
I should let you know that you have a number of people, Rachel, who raised the hand icon. So there were some people who were within the demographic to have watched that.
Yeah, it at the time there was, it was definitely much talked about. So
Thank you. Meryl and Robin, how did you bring in clergy? Meryl?
Our clergy always contribute to Torah Fund, but neither does anything in the way of fundraising for Torah Fund. However, they're both very involved in the brunch. Our rabbi speaks about the honoree and presents the Woman of Achievement Award. The Chazan performs and sometimes also speaks about the honoree.
Thank you. And Robin, how you bring in clergy? Robin Zatuchny? Do you hear me, Robin? Robin Zatuchny? Can you hear? Are you frozen? I know that they do bring in clergy, and also as something that's a little unusual, just prior to the event, the rabbi in his office gives out in a special distribution of the pin. So it's something
The rabbi doesn't get very involved with the choice of the person, but he does help us get a speaker from JTS as to
Robin. I think we lost Robin for a moment. I hope she comes back on. For all four of you now, we can't do everything ourselves. Do you form a committee? How are tasks divided? Judy?
Okay, Eileen and I work together to plan and execute our Torah Fund campaign in Shabbat. I focus mainly on the contributions, and Eileen handles working with our Torah coordinator to secure female Torah readers, Haftarah chanter, and in addition, she cooks food for our special Kiddush. We work with our office operations manager to determine what food we need and to help in the purchasing of this food. Volunteers from our shul's Kiddush committee help to set up and clean up the Kiddush. And a sisterhood member who is a Torah Fund contributor donates plants that we use for our table centerpieces. After Shabbat, these plants are then planted in the planters outside our shul.
Thank you. Meryl?
I have a very small committee. My predecessor, Violet Zeitlin, is the special gifts chair, and she is a tremendous help. I have a core of women who are fabulous in the kitchen and are a huge help at the brunch. As far as others fundraising, it's tricky. So Violet and I do most of that. You have to really have a gut instinct about how each person you approach.
Yes, that's true. Let's see. I think, well, Erica's here. Erica?
yeah, we have a standing committee of 4 people who handle the planning. And then in addition, we reached out to another 4 women who helped us with setup and registration at the event.
I do not know if,
Robin's back.
okay, great. Robin, the question right now is, did you form a committee and how are tasks divided?
We usually have 1 or 2 chairs of the event who do most of the planning. The chairs also get the help from me and the president, and we have a corresponding secretary who does all the paperwork. I try personally to find chairs who have done this before and try to match them up with someone who hasn't really done this before to get them to learn it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The next question goes deep into fundraising, the ask. Do you personally ask people for a Torah Fund donation? If so, what is your approach? Erica?
Yes, I ask. In addition to personal emails that I send to the prior and target donors, I wear my Torah Fund pin to every synagogue event, and as soon as anybody notices it, I tell them what it represents, and I ask them to donate. And I'm on the synagogue board, and so I also make a pitch there and point out to the husbands that a Torah Fund or a Torah Fund pin is a lovely gift for Hanukkah or for a birthday. And
Very
that
nice.
actually, I got that idea from Shelley.
Terrific.
She was the one who brought up the husband angle.
Meryl?
Well, my feeling is that those that want to contribute do. But as I said before, you need to know your customer. You don't want to step on anybody's toes. Sometimes all someone needs is a personal request. So always wear your Torah Fund pin. It attracts positive attention and often leads to a contribution.
Right, to golf tomorrow. You can carry too.
I think, Robin, there's somebody on who's hearing this as well.
I got it.
Okay, thanks. Judy?
We do not do in-person solicitations for Torah Fund. We rely on our November letter to convey information about the Torah Fund campaign. In early February, I send a personal email to any person who contributed the previous year and had not yet contributed to the current campaign. A follow-up personal email is sent in early April.
And finally, I think Robin.
All right. We at Zion do not ask people for a donation. We usually have people who donate to Torah Fund on a regular basis, may not even come to the luncheon. The only time we would contact someone is when they did not make out the check correctly, or if they owe us a check either for the luncheon or for the contribution. We do talk it up all fall.
And so you're saying people they give automatically, that they just know to do that?
Yeah, when we moved it to January or February one year, every year after COVID, people called us in November and said, "Where's the Torah Fund?" They wanted to make the donation in December.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
Which is the end of the physical year.
Right. Finally, other than celebrating your honoree, if you had one, what are the ways you honor your other donors so they know they are appreciated? Robin?
We list all the donors who give to us in a brochure for the luncheon by a contribution category. We also list it in the synagogue bulletin, as that comes out 4 times a year. They're all invited. Anyone who made a contribution are invited to the rabbi's study before the luncheon to receive their pin.
Judy?
After each contribution to Torah Fund is made, I write a personal email thanking the person for their contribution. And then working with our shul's programming and outreach coordinator, An insert listing all contributors to the year's campaign is prepared for the Shabbos Bulletin. Symbols are used to donate benefactors and associate patrons. Eileen and I select women to ask to take an aliyah or read a prayer. Our women are very appreciative of being asked to have an honor.
I'm sure they would be, yes. Meryl?
I always tout the fact that each donation is important to our campaign. I send a thank you note for each contribution. At the brunch, I emphasize the significance of every check and the crucial part each person plays in our campaign.
And that is absolutely true. That's true. And Erica?
I thank every donor for their support, either in person or via email.
Terrific. Judy, Meryl, Erica, Robin, I can't thank you enough for being our panel this evening. Not only did you give us a glimpse of how you do what you do for Torah Fund so spectacularly, but also we see that success can come from very different approaches. There are so many ways to make your goal, and yet we can all learn from each other. So now we're going to go to gallery view and open the chat. So now to further help everyone, I have some tips and information. Have we gone to gallery view? Yeah, I think we are. Okay, good. The chat is open again, and if you have no TV or radio and unmuted phones, you may unmute yourselves. Before I start, I want to make a pitch to all MAR Torah Fund chairs. Please invite me to your Torah Fund event. I love to talk about Torah Fund and help give nachas, and I'm sad when I can't be with you. Now for the tips. I will start with some no-nos. Jody, number 5. If you recall the movie A League of Their Own with Tom Hanks, perhaps you remember the line, "There's no crying in baseball." I think of that line when I tell you there's no regional, AL, in Women's League. The only word to use is region, no AL, whether as a noun or an adjective. Another no-no, our women don't buy pins. Torah Fund doesn't sell jewelry. I have a dear friend who lost her Guardian pin on the tennis court. She told me she'd bought a Guardian pin. No, you didn't, I contradicted her. I did, she said, incredulous that I wouldn't believe her. I told her, you are so generous. You made a charitable gift of $300 and were thanked with a beautiful pin. I'm grateful for your Torah Fund support and happy to replace your lost pin. And note to everyone, we anticipate that benefactor and guardian pins, according to Lori Snow earlier this evening, will be mailed in the first 2 weeks of September. The Torah Fund office mails pins directly to donors of $600 and above. Jody, number 6. Online payments are a great way for your donors to contribute to Torah Fund. The processing time is quick and your donors will immediately get a Torah Fund receipt. To avoid any problems for them or you, please ask them not to go to the JTS website without using either this fail-safe link or the QR code. This link and the black QR code will take your donors directly to the Torah Fund payment page. If you have last year's link and last year's red QR code, don't use them anymore. Remove them from your documents. They're out of date. Again, don't worry, I will email you the new link and the new QR code in a few days. Incidentally, stress to your donors that they should email you a copy of the receipt, and then MAR people, you please forward it to me. An additional suggestion is to ask one of your tech-savvy members to be a volunteer bringing her phone or laptop to your meetings and events, so she can help donors make their online gifts. The techie volunteer would email each receipt immediately to the donor, and you arrange with the donor to send a copy to you, Torah Fund chairs, which the MAR Torah Fund chairs should please forward to me. Jody number 7. Here's the info for donations by check payments. In a few days, I'll email you blank transmittal forms. Be sure not to hold checks for more than 3 weeks or so. And for tracking, in addition to the certified mail referenced on this slide, you might try using the Postal Service's Ground Advantage, which may be less expensive and also has tracking. Ground Advantage is for sending packages, but a padded envelope counts as packaging. Another option is to check out pirateship.com. Pirateship is one word. You set up an account that gives you access to discounted prices for shipping packages with the Post Office, UPS, and FedEx. Checks from donor-advised funds, or IRAs, should be payable to the Jewish Theological Seminary with Torah Fund on the memo line. Ideally, the financial institution should include a cover letter with a check noting that the funds are meant for Torah Fund. I find that not all financial institutions will do that. Regardless, whether or not the financial institution includes a cover letter, the donor must send a brief email to torahfund@jtsa.edu, CCing you, and MAR chairs forwarding it to me. The email should say, expect a donation of X amount of money from X institution, giving her name, her affiliate sisterhood, and saying her sisterhood is in the Mid-Atlantic region. Or if she's in Seaboard, say her sisterhood is in Seaboard, or so, and so on. Jody number 8. There are a few women who like to pay by credit card by calling the Torah Fund office. They must speak directly to Cheryl Moss Solomon when giving the credit card number. They may leave a callback number, but never, ever, ever leave credit card info in the voicemail. Now I want to demystify how you negotiate around the Women's League website. I'll take us through quickly, but my email in a few days will have this information. You can try out my step-by-step instructions at home with your computer or other device. Jody number 9. Go to WLCJ.org and click on Login in the upper right. Jody number 10. That will take you to this page. You have to sign in for the members only section. Give your email and password. If you've never before entered the members section and don't have a password, just type your email and click on Forgot Reset Password. You'll get it in your email. Enter that password and click Login. Jody number 11. That'll take you to the members section. Click on Download WLCJ Member Materials. Jody number 12. There you scroll down to click on the Torah Fund icon. Jody number 13. Ladies, for us Torah Fund people, this is the next best thing to heaven, which I haven't been there, or to ice cream. So many resources you can use. Explore here to your heart's content. I'm going to highlight one item from the 2025 campaign folder and another item from the Evergreen folder. First, the campaign folder. Jody number 14. Ta-da! A JPEG of this year's beautiful Oseh Shalom pin, which you can incorporate into emails, newsletters, flyers, anything publicizing your Torah Fund plans. And there's lots more in that campaign folder. We all know the prayer, Oseh Shalom Bimramov. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace, and so on. The theme of shalom abounds throughout the Torah, Psalms, the Talmud. In fact, the Talmud gives an information that that shalom is one of the names for God. So our new Oseh Shalom theme is very important and deeply meaningful. There's also cool stuff in the Evergreen folder. Let's take a peek. Jody, number 15. This is an edited slide. Evergreen has a whole slew of great items. I'm only showing a few of them. You see at the top of the list, the Person of Achievement certificate. Jody, number 16. Right on your computer, you can edit this certificate by typing in the name of your honoree and the date of your event. Jody, number 17. Speaking of events, please, MAR ladies, save the date for the Mid-Atlantic Region's Torah Fund Founders Day. And I invite you to be part of the planning committee. So the Founders Day is Sunday, November 16th from 12:30 to 3 at Congregation Beth El Voorhees. That's where Erica Ritter is the Torah Fund chair. The first planning meeting for Torah Fund Founders Day will be on Zoom. It's Thursday, August 21st, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. Just email me if you'd like to help. We'll stay in gallery view for the Q&A, and we'll turn off the chat. Lynn, do we have, can you unmute? Lynn, can you unmute yourself and tell us if we had any questions in the chat? Lynn Stein?
I'm trying there. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
I apologize for having this gray screen, but with my new computer, I haven't figured out how to get the picture to work yet.
I totally understand. So,
and so far we have not gotten anything in the chat with a question.
okay, in case people put, you can raise your hand or use the raised hand icon if you have questions. We couldn't have answered everything.
Ariana, though, I do have one suggestion. When I talk about making donations to Torah Fund,
yes.
I describe how I started to become a benefactor. And I had gone shopping with my mother and I bought an outfit, and it was the same amount as a Torah Fund pin. And it was certainly a dress I did not need. But I said, if I can pay the amount of a benefactor pin, which then was $108 for this, if I can pay $108 for this outfit, I can certainly pay enough to get a Torah Fund benefactor pin. And then I discovered from my grandmother that her mother, for whom I'm named, used to donate money to Solomon Schechter when he was in Romania. And so it's just for me, it's a perfect match.
So we've kept you forever. So I did see Eileen's personal raised hand, and then we'll go to Val's icon raised hand. Eileen, your question?
No, it's not a question. I just wanted to say our committee for our Torah Fund event our committee period consists of the past honorees. And when someone is honored, they become a member of our committee. And that helps with the selection. We don't open it up to the general. And the committee is the president, Torah Fund chairs, and past recipients.
Very nice, very nice. Val, your question, you have to unmute, honey.
Got it. I would like to ask for your email because I would love to help you for Founders Day since it's going to be at my shul.
Yes, it will be. And on my last slide, you'll have my email. Plus, I'm going to be sending out all the information, and Erica has it as well. So we won't leave you off the committee for
Great,
sure.
thank you.
Any questions from anyone else in the gallery? Any thoughts about Torah Fund that you would like to share? Any thoughts about what you learned from our panelists, our Torah Fund chairs, who shared how they do their programs?
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. The sisterhoods that said that they're they do a Torah Fund Shabbat. Is that instead of doing a Torah Fund luncheon?
That was their Torah Fund event.
Okay, because
So-
we do a sisterhood Torah Fund event, which is totally different. Not
Well-
Torah Fund, Sisterhood Shabbat.
Right,
Yeah.
that's a different thing. So they may also do a Sisterhood Shabbat, but they have something that they specially designate for Torah Fund, and that helps as an event to get people to consider supporting Torah Fund.
And I really like the idea of the dine and study with the rabbi.
We can get lots of ideas from each other. That's really great to that information was shared. Any of the panelists want to share any further ideas?
Yeah. Hillary Rosenbaum, I'm Southern Region Torah Fund Vice President. Ariana, must congratulate you on tonight. Mine's coming up in 2 weeks. But one of the things we have done over the past years when I was Torah Fund Chair at my temple in Charlotte is that we had a raffle at the end of the meeting because everybody likes to get a little something. So we worked in tandem with our gift shop. And we had also some artists who are, that make ceramics. And this year we're doing a Chinese raffle. We found out that people like buying more tickets if they can put their tickets in the slot they want that piece for. We've risen in the years that I was chair anywhere from $400 to $800 extra dollars just by having this raffle. Painless, easy, it's great to have. And fun.
And fun. Yeah, terrific.
Ariana, 3 minutes.
Okay. I want to thank Jody Glass for all her tech assistance and Lynn Stein for monitoring the chat. The fact that there wasn't anything in the chat shows that you were, I guess, engrossed in what our panelists and everybody had to say. So I take that as a positive. I always like to look on, make lemonade, from lemons. And a big hand for our panelists, Judy Hurock, Meryl Stoop, Robin Zatuchny, and Erica Ritter. You gals have been so generous with your time and your willingness to share how you do what you do for Torah Fund in your congregations. I thank you all so much. And Jody, number 18, this was requested, actually. So I'll put this up now. So I'm thanking everybody for coming, and there's my contact information. I am going to be sending all of you that registered the important slides from this evening, including this contact information. So we can go back to gallery view. So any other further comments, welcome, and then the people take us back to the main room. Are you getting started on your Torah Fund plans? What are some of you doing? Erica?
Before we go there, I would, for those of you who were not part of the panel, I'd just like to thank Ariana. Ariana is a great coach and did a lot of work to make sure that we were ready to be able to communicate. So thank you for your coaching, Ariana. It's very
It was
helpful.
my joy, my joy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so we have to leave the breakout room. Thank you all for coming.